Deeks 3-0 win at home over Atherton today. Must be delighted with that.
Yeah. It was a comfortable performance, and that's not being disrespectful to the opposition. I thought the team controlled the game from minute one. I asked them to make more passes today, stay on the ball. The conditions, obviously, with the wind, I was like, you need to keep it on the deck, try and make some passes, move the ball, play forward, be positive, play on the front foot. I thought they did that for the whole game. Without really creating much in the first half, we had a few half chances. It was kind of that kind of end of season feel gate to it. But at the same time, they raised the levels in the second half, which I knew they do. And they've done that the last few weeks in the second half. They've always come strong and kept going till the end. But yeah, I'm pleased with the result. Nice to get a clean sheet, obviously, for Yatesy and the team. I think that was important today, that we stayed switched on. And like I said, I think we controlled the game from minute one to the end.
So, difficult first half, especially with the wind as well. It seemed like every time the ball went forward, it just wanted to come back. How happy are you with the players who just stuck it out and kept doing what you've asked them to do and reap rewards in the second half?
Yeah, there was a game plan to it. Make lots of passes, move the team around. I knew that it was going to come in and sit in, which made it difficult for us. Even against when they had the wind in the first half, they sat in and let us play. And it was about being patient, keep doing the right things. And like you said, the wind was difficult. Even when you passed it on the floor, it was affecting the ball. And the goalkeeper couldn't. Their goalkeeper put it down for a goal kick. He wouldn't stay still for him to strike it. So really strong, difficult wind, but the lads coped with it very well. They defended very well when they needed to. Although again, no disrespect, but they didn't really offer much up in the first half, apart from a free kick where the referee, I think, has made a wrong decision in giving the free kick. And sometimes you have to take it on the chin and make sure you apply yourself properly. But I think we was in control from most of the game, and I kept asking them to do them things and do the right things and make the right decisions. And we wanted them to pass the ball, keep moving the ball, not get kind of frustrated with not having the ball sometimes in terms of the top lads, keep making the movements and you'll open them up and pick pockets. And we did that second half, and obviously it was pleasing to get the 3 goals. I felt we could have probably got more, but I'm delighted with the 3-0 win, and like I said, a clean sheet.
So we've said previously, it's difficult when you can't go up, can't go down, and there's still a handful of games left. But with the injury problems already, and Jaden's came in, he's been kicked all game. Can you give us any update on how he is after he came off towards the end?
Yeah, I just spoke to him and he said it was like more of hopefully a cramping sensation. Obviously, minutes wise, we've kind of put him in at the deep end. He'd not played much prior to coming to us, but it's about getting that fitness for him, and it's a difficult time of the year to do it. But he's sharp. He's getting sharper with every game, and hopefully, it's just a little bit of a precaution where he's come off and. He's been around, even though he's a young man, he's been at a high level, so he knows his own body. So we just kind of didn't take any risk with it at the time. We was obviously 2-0 up, and to be fair, we scored another goal with 10 men. So hopefully he'll be okay. We'll assess him next week. It's that time of the year where you do pick up these injuries, as we found out in recent weeks with the amount that we've had, and it's not nothing that you're doing wrong. It's just a case that you put so much into the season. These kind of recent leftover weeks of the season now where you're not playing for much. It's about keeping your standards and keeping the discipline, like I said, and driving their own standards when you're on the pitch. And you can hear me giving instructions out on the sideline, but the team now are driving their own standards. Even at the end, you could hear the skipper Tom, he's shouting instructions: keep discipline, keep going, and that's what I wanted to drive their own standards. And it was pleasing to see in the end, and really delighted for obviously Ben coming to the bench and scoring a goal, which kind of caps off a good performance, but hopefully Jaden is nothing more than a bit of cramp, but we'll know more on Tuesday.
So you just mentioned about discipline, a clean sheet and a defender getting amongst the goals again, Callum. Second goal for the club, back to back as well. How delighted are you with Callum getting his second goal for the club, which you just mentioned came off the bench and scored as well? You must be delighted that goals are coming from all over.
Yeah, and I think Jaden's pass for the first goal I thought was excellent. And that's something that for me is just as good as a goal. But in terms of obviously for confidence for strikers, obviously TC scoring goals, which is great. I'm sure he'll be in the spotlight for a lot of clubs higher up the pyramid looking at him. He's young. He's got kind of all the attributes to go on again. And Minks obviously has been really patient to get his chance, and I thought he's been excellent since he's come in. He's kind of epitomises what you want out of a footballer in terms of attitude and application. And he goes about his business and does his job, and he's getting his rewards now, which is great. He's in the right place at the right time. And obviously Ben coming off the bench probably gives you an idea of how depleted the squad is in terms of, but Ben can still play. Quality never leaves you, I think, and he's he's proved it in the kind of cameos he's come on in the recent games. He's ready to do his job for the team, and I suppose that's a collective group now, and the mindset that we've got, that we're all in it together. And I'm sure at some point, if we had a goalkeeper crisis, I'd stick my gloves on, but that's the mentality we've got. We're all in it together, and I think it's pleasing to see. You can see the team now; they're all working for each other, and that's a mentality we want to carry forward for the remainder of these games. I've tasked them with winning all of them if they can, and going into the pre-season next year, and also we've got to play some teams that are in and around it, and that can affect the league as well. So we're not done yet, and it's important that lads know that. My mindset, I'm not built that way. I want to go and win every game right up until the last second of it. So. They'll keep driving forward with their mentality and their standards, and we'll instill it in them and keep them, make sure that they don't veer off that track. And like I said, I've tasked them with trying to go and win every game till the end of the season, with going into having a nice break with your families, and ultimately coming in next year with that mindset and that momentum continuing in you.
So finally, we've already got a player in Ben Starkey who represents the club at international level, but earlier in the week it was announced that both Luke Cox and Tom Curzons will be representing England at university level. You must be delighted, not just for them, but also for the club to be represented at that kind of level. How delighted are you with that?
Yeah, massively. It's a great achievement on a personal note for them. Obviously, as a club, you want these young players to be excelling, and they are doing that. And I think we've got a really, really good crop of players in a similar kind of age group to all of them ones you've mentioned, and they'll grow together. But for them to, on a personal note, fantastic to represent their country at a university level. There's a big pool of players to get picked from, and they've made the cut, and it probably shows the quality again in them too. That Cox is coming back into the squad recently, obviously off the ban, but the strength and depth that we have got in positions now, I think it's probably been proven in the last 4 or 5 weeks where players have come in and done excellently. And I said to them before the game, keep your shirt if you've got one. If you haven't got one, challenge to get one, and that's the mentality we've got. But on a personal note, it's nothing great. It's nothing better for me to see my players go on and represent their countries, and and put the sound of Atherton on the map and the football club, because we're producing good players now, and they're young players, and it's nothing more. I'd like to work with young players and give them an opportunity. So it's great to see them on an international stage as well.